You ever wonder how your favorite streaming service just knows what movie you're going to want to watch next? Or how your bank can spot a weird transaction and text you in like seconds? Well, the answer to all of that is hiding in plain sight. It's something called data architecture, and it's basically the invisible blueprint that runs our entire digital world. So let's bring this home for a second. Think about the data where you work. Is it like this perfectly planned city, with smooth superhighways where information just flows exactly where it needs to go? Or is it a bit more like a chaotic sprawl, full of traffic jams, dead ends, and you're never quite sure where anything is? That feeling right there is the exact problem that a good data architecture is designed to solve. And honestly, this quote just nails it. We're going to keep coming back to this idea of a city plan, because data architecture isn't one piece of software or a single database. Nope. It's the master blueprint for the entire city. It sets the rules for zoning, for traffic flow, for all the infrastructure, all to make sure the data is actually serving the business. All right, so now that we've got that powerful city plan analogy locked in our heads, let's zoom in and get just a little more formal about what we're talking about. You see, the key thing to get here is that this is a framework. It's not a product you can just go out and buy. Think of it as the collection of all the agreed-upon rules and standards. It's the building codes and the traffic laws for our data city. It makes sure that every new piece of information has a proper place to go and a clear purpose so everything works together. So, we know what it is. But now for the big question. Why bother with all this planning? Why is having this blueprint so incredibly critical for any business today? And this, right here, this is a fundamental shift in how we think about data. For years, data was kind of seen as this back office chore for the IT department. Not anymore. Today, a solid data architecture is a powerful strategic asset. It's what gives a company its competitive edge, what fuels real growth and innovation. So how does it actually create that value? Well, for one, you get way better decision-making because leaders are finally working with data they can trust. It drives innovation because now your teams can actually get their hands on different kinds of data and mix them together to find new insights. It helps you stay compliant with all those tricky regulations, not as an afterthought, but by design. And maybe most importantly, it gives you the power to scale up and be flexible no matter what the market decides to throw at you next. Let's walk through what this city plan actually looks like in action. Okay, so you've got raw data coming in from everywhere, right? Sales numbers, website clicks, customer comments, the whole shebang. The plan calls for something called an ETL process. That stands for extract, transform, and load, which is really just a fancy way of saying it gathers all that messy data, cleans it up, and gets it organized. From there, it gets stored in a central hub, like a data warehouse. Then, tools like business intelligence software can go in, analyze it all, and turn those raw numbers into clear insights that, you guessed it, lead to much smarter business decisions. Now, just like real cities, data cities can be built in totally different styles. I mean, think about it. Not every city looks like Manhattan. There's no one-size-fits-all blueprint. So let's take a look at some of the most common designs people are using today. You've basically got a few main approaches. A centralized system, that's like having one giant skyscraper that houses everything. It's very controlled. A data warehouse is more like a city's public library. It holds neatly organized historical records that are perfect for research and analysis. A data lake, on the other hand, that's like a huge, raw reservoir. You can dump anything in there in its natural state. Then you've got the modern lakehouse, which tries to give you the best of both worlds, the organization of the library with the raw flexibility of the reservoir. And more, all of this is being built using cloud architecture for maximum scale and power. The right choice just depends on what your company is trying to build. Okay, so that's the lay of the land now. But let's look to the horizon, because there is a new technology on the scene that is fundamentally rewriting the blueprints for our data cities. And that, of course, is artificial intelligence. And the difference here is, well, it's massive. Traditional systems, they were built for predictable traffic on well-paved roads. AI is a completely different animal. It's like going from managing city traffic to suddenly needing to build a global network for supersonic jets overnight. It demands these huge, unpredictable amounts of every kind of data imaginable: text, images, audio, and it needs it all processed in real time. The old city plans just can't keep up. These new demands are often called the 4Vs. AI needs an immense volume of data to learn from. It has to handle a huge variety of data, not just the neat rows and columns it's used to. It needs incredible velocity to power those instant results we all want. And, maybe the most important V of all, it demands veracity. The data has to be accurate, it has to be trustworthy. Because with AI, that old saying garbage in, garbage out has never, ever been more true. So the whole field is evolving to meet this challenge head on. The future is absolutely being built in the cloud because that's where you get the scale and flexibility you need. It's also becoming more automated, using AI to help manage the data itself. And critically, there's a growing focus on privacy, ethics, and security, making sure these incredibly powerful systems are built the right way. Which leaves us with one last kind of big thought. Data architecture started out as just a technical blueprint for organizing information. But now, as we build these AI systems that literally learn from that data, we have to ask ourselves, is the blueprint of our data now shaping the future of intelligence itself? It's a pretty wild question to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.